Towards the end of February this year, 2025, I attended the Omniverse Summit and I decided to do something. I decided to ask random industry thought leaders questions about what creatives face, and I was intrigued to hear their response and opinions, and just listening to it.
So I have three questions for you. Number one is why do we? Number two is how can we? What are we talking about here? African creators in this part of the world, we face a major challenge. One major one is financial stability. And this comes from a place of being undervalued, number one, and also being underpaid. You understand? As compared to the global market. So why do we and how can we? By the way, you're beautiful. Thank you. A large number of creators in this part of the world. We're talking about musicians, filmmakers, and the rest. So I want to know from your perspective, why do you think we face these challenges?
Part of the reasons we face such problems is lack of intentionality and lack of planning. So first of all is you can plan, but if you're not intentional, that plan can only lead you to be mediocre. But if you're intentional and you plan, then it becomes easier to succeed. So we need to be a bit more intentional, and we need to plan better, then we need to finally execute as planned.
That makes a lot of sense.
In Africa, we have this mindset problem. We feel like we're in a box, whereas we're supposed to be out there. So when it comes to creative, being out there, the African leaders are supposed to invest in the creatives, because we Africans, we are very talented, and we need somebody who can make this happen. And when you don't encourage a person, let's assume you have a child, if you don't encourage that child to become better, the child will not become better. So that's how we can make things work for African creative, by supporting them. Yes.
So at large, what would you say we can do beyond the leaders, beyond the government? What do you think we can do to solve this problem?
As a nation,
as citizens ourselves,
we have to have one mind. Because if you want to move to the next level alone, you have a mindset of a next level person. But when you want to move in a group, the whole group has to have the same mindset. So if we are having divided mindset and divided culture, we are going to mislead the next generation. That is what we want to do. That's what we need to do. One mindset.
That's amazing.
I think exactly why do you go into the creative space? Are you going into it for money? Are you going into it to solve a problem? Or is it your passion? Someone always says you can't climb the ladder from up, you can always climb from down. If you're going for it for the passion that you have for it, then gradually you succumb to that urge to always want to look for money or make money and have that issue. So I don't see money as an issue, to be honest. Very creative. What is the first thing you are doing? Are you doing it for passion? Do you love it? If you love it, money will be the secondary thing. So I believe if you're going to a creative space, say for instance, you're a blogger, you're a travel blogger, you are a musician, you have to go into it to impact first. That should be your goal. Then the money will come afterwards.
That's a lot of advice there. Well, so when you talk about the global market, I want to let you know that already, as a creative, you're already in the global market, because the industry has made it in a way that the competition is now very fierce. So if you're a creative here in Nigeria, I tell you for a fact that you have a competition in US, you have a competition in Dubai, every other place, because you have a similar set of skill. And now the internet is beyond boundary. That means you have people who are trying to get the visibility that you yourself need. So what makes a creative to stand out is how good are you at what you do, and do people know that you are good at this thing? Okay, do people know that you're good at this thing? And then how visible are you, and how proactive are you? There's one word I like to use: shameless audacity. So if you're a creative, you need to, so creativity, you have to be so creative both in what you do and then selling yourself. So the mistake people do is they leave out the creativity of selling themselves. So it's just the creativity of the work. So when you do the work, when you're done doing your work or what you do, what about the other part of the creativity? That how do you creatively carve a niche for yourself and then position yourself so that you're seen? And when people see what you do and they see your value, I tell you, there will be definitely monetary value attached to what you do. So I think that's what cut it out for me.
So this thing you said is the point you made. They are not creative about selling themselves. What do you think people can do, like literally do, to solve this problem?
All right. So to be creative about selling yourself, one is to prioritize your personal brand. So if you notice now, personal branding is more of a thing now. For example, for X, Elon Musk, sorry, for Instagram, yeah, he's posting about the updates that Instagram is having and everything and how you can leverage it. So I think as a creative, you need to do that. You need to be visible. So aside from what you do, what is your personal brand? Because sometimes people even subscribe to what you do because of who you are. So what you now do even makes it even more easier for them to patronize, because wow, I know this guy, he does this, I know this guy, I see him speaking. So creative should come up. Like we have the Omniverse here today, we have a platform for creatives too. So if you're visible, you meet other creatives, share, collaborate. So another way of selling is collaboration. So most creatives think they can do it by themselves. Okay, look at the creatives that we have. Okay, look at the types of I want to use this guy for example, what Nasboy. If you look at his strategy, you see that there's a lot of collaboration in it. So you cannot always do it alone. And people say if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, so leverage the community you have, the creative community you have. Where you stop, where your creativity stops, another person's creativity could continue. And imagine if you can be able to like synergize and do this, you would really achieve a lot. So visibility, sell yourself, talk more about what you do, go out there, collaborate, partner, and then reach out to people. You can do this thing. So just sometimes you know you can do this thing, but if you don't do it, you would not see what to market yourself with. So do that thing you think you can do, put it out there, push it, share it to people around you, let people, encourage people to share it, and then talk about it. Also contribute to top conversations around the creative industry. That is how you get it. SEO is very important.
Yeah.
Maybe you could even have a portfolio online. So talk about it, do some blog posts, let people see you. Just start somewhere, then utilize social media, do the things you do, just be consistent with what you're doing and you will get seen.
You guys heard it, not from me this time, from someone else, right?
I think everything's got to do with the industry that we're in. I see attention to detail in terms of a lot of founders, a lot of people who are in the creative industries, they do a lot of copy and paste. They're not very, very original. So when I first came into the country, what I was actually trying to do was trying to figure out how I can be original instead of actually trying to, like Big Brother Nigeria is a concept that was created in Holland, right? Is it Holland or Belgium? Something, right?
It's not here.
It's not original concept for we Nigerians. So if we're getting concept from outside Nigeria, we're not helping the youths, right? Actually embrace our African culture, embrace who we are as Nigerians. And if we're not helping them embrace who we are as Nigerians, then we can also help them by creating this original content, like contents that have everything to do with our cultures. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of the content that we have, as far as honesty goes, they're being copied.
You think we should create
Original content.
Well, we also face this challenge when it comes to financing this original.
Absolutely, and that's what we need to actually deal with. We need to deal with that.
So how do you think we can? What do you think we can do about that?
Honestly, I feel like even at creating original content, founders need to be able to actually do a bit more in terms of a lot of research and development. They have to know a bit more about the industry they're in. A lot of people just come up with concept, and concept alone doesn't mean it's going to be successful. There's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So the more you read, the more you immerse yourself in experiences, the more better you get better at whatever you're doing. So that's why a lot of times people don't get to actually get a concept out there because there's not a lot of depth of experience. They've only seen a good concept, but the depth of experience to being able to actually get that concept from A to B is there's a bit of fracture there. Exactly. You get what they only know, I have a concept. But aside from that, you understand structure, you understand how to get a good team, you understand how to there's a lot more to that. You need to get a good team. How do you get a good team? Everybody's me. I want to do it. But it's not about me. It has to be all about we. Because you go together, you go far.
Yeah.
You go alone, you go fast.
So my key takeaways now, we have to invest a lot in research and development.
Absolutely.
And also collaboration.
Collaboration.
That's where we can
very important.
Our project.
Because people would actually now feel a lot more safe in investing in your product your project, when they feel like you got a great team, made your research properly, done your finances and everything well, then you say, okay, you know what, I can look into this. But not just about a concept. The concept is just one part.
Thank you very much.
What's the name again?
I'm Sabi Flo.
Sabi Flo.
Anyway, yes, Sabi Flo. Just one person.
I'm there. All right, man. I'm there. All right, take it.
One of the things that I would say from my experience, my name is Halima. I work for Enterprise Development Center. So we train, build, and capacity of small and growing businesses. So what we've seen is that yes, we have the technical skills, the talent and everything, but we don't know how to monetize that. To cost for our timing, to cost for our intellectual property. So one key thing that we see is that it's important for us to build capacity. So yes, you need business management training to enable you to grow beyond where you are. So it's important to build connections, build your capacity in terms of management skills, and harmonize that with your talent.
So it's good you said this thing now. So I want to be more specific. This business management skills is very important, not just for creatives in green energy or tech, but also creatives in the creative
sectors,
sector, all
yeah.
sector, media, music. Because I'm more particular about music and even media, filmmaking. You understand? So what do you think are the intentional steps these creatives are supposed to take to tackle it, even themselves?
Okay, so one would be to seek knowledge. Information is power. So if you don't have the right information or even any information at all to make informed decisions, then you're just being in your little bubble and playing in silo. So I would say seek information, seek how you can enhance your capacity to be able to absorb so many things in the ecosystem. Get mentorship, learn from others. What were they able to do? How were they able to combat their challenges and basically grow from there?
Well, that's amazing. So one more question, please. If you were to collaborate with a fictional character, a superhero on a creative project today, who would it be?
Superman. I like Doctor Strange.
Who would it be?
You're putting me on the spot. I don't know.
Best of all, Superman.
Maybe Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Why?
Because she's Wonder Woman.
Why Superman?
Well, Superman is one of my favorite characters. Although I love the Flash, you understand?
I love Superman too.
So Superman is just kind of a guy that does everything. He's a lover boy. He's also a strong guy that protects other people when they're in need, and he's not biased when it comes to doing that. So that's why I picked Superman.
Yeah, I like Doctor Strange. So aside from the fact that he has the abracadabra stuff, but if you look at critically, you see that he uses logic. He thinks very well. So even the things he do, the superpower he has, he does a lot of thinking, creative thinking.
It's like there's no box.
So a lot of creative thinking. If he wants to do, it's not just about the physical muscle. So most of the mentality matters a lot. So I think I like Doctor Strange.
That makes sense. Why Superman?
Well, indestructible, he's fast, faster than Flash. Flash is just speed. He can fly. Every other guys can fly, but he's stronger, he's indestructible. Yeah, Superman.
Someone who can just
And he's also a fine guy. Yeah.
Okay, last question. This one is fun. Rice and plantain or rice and salad?
Why would you pick rice and salad? It's rice and plantain.
Rice and plantain. I'm not really a fan of salad.
Rice and salad. Easy.
Okay.
Rice and plantain. Really? Thank you.
Rice, plantain, and beans.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
I hope you had a nice time watching that. So what I realized is, though these people are thought leaders and their opinions are valid, but they don't really know what creatives face. The only way people can know what creatives face is by retelling the story. And that's the reason I'm using this to launch the Gig Banter podcast. It's going to be based on conversations about real challenges creatives from this part of the world, Africans in general, face, and how we can tackle this situation. And we'll be having this in seasons. I want to use this opportunity to appeal to you to share this content once we post them, because the only way we as creatives can solve these issues is by telling it, is by stating that we have problems and stating the problems. And that's what the Gig Banter podcast is all about. Over the next few weeks, I'll be getting different creatives to tell their story, tell their experience, and let's chat about this thing. Let's speak about this thing. Let's have a conversation around it, so that solution providers can see that these problems exist and be able to create solutions tailored toward the specific problems we go through. Anticipate Season 1, Episode 1. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Cheers.